I was gonna say, if we're all present, who would like to do a recap?
Uh, I'm trying to remember the fuck we did last time. A lot has happened
I
since then.
I remember the shark.
Yeah,
Uh,
we killed the shark.
we didn't.
Shark's still alive. He's free in the ocean. You finally set Frank free.
Oh yeah, we found out we went to the place, the second titty bar, to find out the goblins aren't there.
Yes, the goblins aren't there, and
We
you
had a
don't know where the
combat.
goblins are.
We're gonna look for the goblins. We went to that place, we talked to the guy. We gave the guy of the other gang the note. He gave back a letter to bring back. We noticed that there's gangs. We talked a lot about us forming our own gang, but also we have to find the whale. And then we're like, speaking of that, where's the goblins? And we went to go look for the goblins, and we couldn't find the goblins.
You couldn't find the goblins, but you do know that at midnight tonight you've got a bar to investigate.
Yes. Trying to remember what about the bar, why we're trying to investigate it.
Because you're being given IOU by Dylan because some of his guys keep getting robbed and getting into accidents by the bar.
All right. Sweet.
And they think it's the moist coven, right? Or something like that.
Yes, some people have been saying it's the Moist Coven, but Dylan personally thinks it's more likely to be the Flying Murloc.
I see.
Have I had time to gain a new focus spell?
Yes, you would have had enough time to refocus.
Good. Good. All right. Fable is ready.
I'm ready to party.
I'm ready as well.
I'm ready to party like it's 1999.
I'm ready to party like it's the class of '09.
I would hope not. We're all still level 5, right?
No, we're level 10.
Yes. No,
Fuck.
you are level 5.
Okay.
So are we can we, as we wait, can we search for the goblins around town? Also, can I use my magnetic coin to get money off of the man I rob
Yes,
every time I see him?
roll your magnetic coin, and that's how much money you stole from a hardworking merchant.
Capitalism, baby. At this point, every time we see him, I have to rob him. 29!
That man is trying so hard to make a living, and you keep stealing from him.
No one has caught me. No one. Do 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 do.
So yes, you're all stood around outside the upper city topless mermaid.
I think we should go be looking for the Union.
I think so too. I'm starting to get worried, honestly.
It's been about a day and a half since we saw them. I miss Enron, Exxon, Theranos, Madoff, Tycho, Avon, and Tesco. Fable is gonna kick off her bike, and while we wait till midnight, she's gonna search for the goblins.
Oh,
Should we?
where would you like to search for the goblins? This city is hundreds of miles tall and hundreds of miles wide, maybe even thousands of miles wide. You don't know. You've only ever seen one edge of it.
I think we should split up and meet back to the bottom topless mermaid if we can't find them. Cover more ground.
Sounds good.
I was about to say Charlie, but you're Leilu. Leilu,
Hmm?
I know you
What
don't
is
have a
it?
bike, but who are you gonna go with?
Uh, okay, for clarification, is Ramona with you?
Clarification, DM. Is Ramona with me?
Ramona has said she will meet you back at the Topless Mermaid,
Cool.
and then she wandered off. She's still in a bit of a mood from yesterday.
Oof.
Mm-hmm. I see.
She had it coming.
I do not feel perfectly alright with leaving you alone in the city, especially late.
I'll be fine.
No, you
Are you
won't.
sure?
No, you won't! Are you sure?
Didn't even give you a chance to answer, just no, you won't.
Hmm.
Well, if you want to come with me, you feel free to hop on. But hold on tight. Because I miss my goblins.
Purple faced.
You
You
are
know,
able to traverse most of this city by walking if you decide to. It just takes a lot longer.
you know what? I think I can trust you to go by yourself. Just please, for the love of goodness, do not kill anyone unless you truly need to. Please.
Don't kill, crash, burn, slash, hurt
I
anyone.
Just
won't.
just try to go about your business as peacefully as possible and do not gain the attention of any guards. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do. I promise I won't do anything bad or wrong or illegal or hurting or blowing up.
Unless you are in a situation of self-defense. Do you understand that?
Yes. And Fable will nod. And before anyone else can say anything, she zooms off right in the oncoming traffic.
And have I just made a terrible mistake?
Yeah. Hopefully she doesn't hurt anyone or herself.
Drags hands across face.
She'll be fine.
Takes a swig of water.
So, do
Just
the
look.
two of you wish to head off together, or are you going to head off in separate directions?
We can go
I mean,
together, I think.
yippee!
Yippee.
Lovely. So, Fable, where are you going to search?
Um, I think Fable will go to. So if they headed up and they were known to be seen here, Fable has a feeling they went further up. So Fable is going to just start driving through traffic going up. But searching like the general area of it as she does so.
Lovely. So, upwards is largely factory districts. Can you give me a Survival or fuck thing crash. Survival. Survival or society.
I'm significantly better at one of those. That's survival. That's a 27.
27, lovely. So you go on your way up towards the factory district searching for the Union.
Mm.
You duck and you weave through traffic and underpasses, going round buildings, over skylights, around windows. You reach the more sparsely populated factory district where it's really only these big commercial boats hauling cargo and the occasional person riding from one building to another. And you go looking around there. What does Kane and Leilu look for?
What are we looking for?
We're looking for the goblins, no? Oh my god,
There's no.
sorry for the motorcycle on my street.
What do you mean that's just Fable?
What?
That's just
That's just
Fable.
Fable.
Because she's.
Oh yeah, she's the one worthy for the goblins, right? So we're kind of waiting for midnight, right?
You can do whatever you want. You can look for shopping, you can look for places to spend money or time.
I see. Well, we can just go on a joyride, I guess. Just looking around.
What do you feel like doing?
Well, honestly, the past few days have been eventful to say the least, so I kind of just want to, hang around for a while.
Gulp
Especially since,
softly.
especially since we'll have a big job at midnight. Maybe we'll find the moist coven after all.
I suppose it's just. Kane, I'll be honest with you. I am. This whole place, in spite of all the terrible things I've witnessed, it's just reminded me of how much I've missed the ocean.
Fair. Wanna go swim then?
Perks up. What made you think I wanted to go swim? I mean, maybe do you even have time? But I mean, not that I was suggesting. I mean,
Girl, it's fine. We can go swim. I haven't I haven't gone to swim in a while actually, so that could be fun.
silently vibrating. Oh, that is okay with you.
Sure, get on then. I just tap the motorcycle and turn it on.
Yes, of course. Let me just get Leo real quick. Turns around, picks the cat up, muffled squealing into his fur. Okay, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay. So, I'm just going to drive to a beach near the city, if there is any.
Lovely. There's no real beaches around here because the city itself is in the middle of the ocean. You can, however, go down, and there are a few gardens that are water level.
Sure. Yeah.
So as you take off, you head where Fable headed up. You two head down. You come through the traffic, weaving in and out the cities, moving largely downwards because not far from the lower ground, Topless Mermaid, there is a garden that sits at water level where the water gently laps against the walls.
Now
And it
this
seems
looks
like a lovely
lovely.
place to relax.
That it does.
And after
So
a
I
few
just
minutes of traveling, you land down there, you bring your bike down, and the smell of the sea air hits you. And despite the city being in the middle of the ocean, you don't have to go very far up before you can't really smell it anymore. But here, that salt water smell is very visceral and very close by. And the sound of the ocean lapping against the walls of these inner gardens.
I just stop the motorcycle there then and just hop off, right? I just sit by the edge of the garden.
Yeah, you can sit by the edge of the garden. There's a part of the garden where you can sit and have your feet in the water, or you can sit on one of the benches and watch the ocean.
No, I put my feet on the water. It's more fun like that.
Lovely.
Leo gives an experimental sniff of the water, lick, sputters. He doesn't like it.
Too salty.
Just goes to lay down somewhere. Not too far from us.
Hmm.
Okay, this is stupid. It almost feels like a performance.
What do you mean, like performance?
Well, I just realized I've never actually shown you my true form. Anyone for that matter.
Why is that? You don't like it, or are you just shy?
Oh, no. No, it's not that. It's just, well, look, for all intents and purposes, we were in the middle of the forest for most of our beginning journey, so there wasn't
Yeah.
really any need to.
Mm-hmm.
I suppose it's just nervousness. It's been so long.
Well, you can show me if you want.
Okay. Just jogs in place, breathes in and out, runs towards the water, backs up, thinks about it. Okay, I can do this. 1, 2, just gets tripped up by her lion, who just pushed her by purpose. There's just like this sparkly foam that bubbles up, and then she reemerges. Oh, right. She dives back down, and I'm gonna roll a performance to see how messy this will be.
Okay.
Very messy.
Oh God, 14. Is
Yeah,
that like?
it's been somewhat of a while since you've been able to immerse yourself fully in the ocean like home, and this feeling of weightlessness that you get from swimming so freely is familiar but unwieldy.
Oh God. Okay.
Are you okay?
Hold on. One hand reaches from the water, claws at the ground, drags out. Oh God, it's up my nose, I should have closed it. Oh. Although,
I
as she drags herself out, you are treated to this, it's a similar shade of blue to her hair, but, like, way more sparkly. Just this very pretty tropical fishtail.
Oh my god. You have a fishtail? I didn't know that was, possible. Like both legs and a fishtail.
I think I think it's a biological thing or just something I learned a while ago. Oh, it's up my sinuses.
Yeah, and as you're standing there in distress, Leo sort of trots up to you and just sort of sits there looking up at you. The closest thing to concern a cat can have.
I'm fine, Kitty. I'm fine. It's just. God, that's not a pleasant feeling so early. Well, what do you think? Oh,
I personally think you look really pretty, but you are also not breathing correctly. So Kane just kind of slaps her back so she can start breathing normally again.
ugh. Rests hand against platform. Weak thumbs up.
Yeah, with this thud on your back, it sort of dislodges the little bit of water that was stuck at the back of your nose.
Well, how's the experience of swimming again?
That was wonderful. Painful but wonderful.
Oh, if you say so. Well, I'm gonna dive as well, since you already went in. King just kind of takes off his jacket and just jumps into the water.
Mm.
Yeah, and you jump into this refreshing, slightly chilly ocean water. You float very well, and you feel like this gives you lots of freedom of movement.
Nice. The king just starts floating and looking at Layla. Well, are you gonna stay on the land or just come here and swim a little?
Actually, that's a good point. Stretches and dives back in. Way more elegantly this time.
There we go.
And with both of you back in the water, you actually realize that this city extends below the waterline. There are still doorways and entrances, but the walkways and gardens disappear. And you're now left with the similar buildings that go up also go down deeper into the water. The glass windows and the what used to be bridges now turn into tunnels interconnecting these buildings with doors and other merfolk deeper below you swimming around as if commuting and just living their lives like normal.
Well, that's weird.
Sea lantern pops over her head. Ushers to go up to the surface. Points to her mouth. She swims back up. I think I have an idea. Do you think that there's more to the city than we've initially thought? Just below the surface?
Seems to be that way, which is weird. How are non-merfolk supposed to go down there?
Well, magic shrug. I actually do have a spell that can allow people to breathe underwater, so it's possible that there's far more beneath the city that we aren't aware of, especially if we were to find someone called the Whale, right?
That's true. Hmm.
As soon as Ramona and Fable get back, we should probably let them know about this.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Do lions chirp like cats do?
I think
Uh,
so.
Lions do not, but also we are literally having a roleplay moment with an elf and a mermaid, so like...
True.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of it sounds like Leo cat fighting just off in the distance.
Leo, what are you doing?
As you look over at Leo, you see Leo is play fighting with a platypus.
Platypus?
Oh my
As
goodness, what?
this merfolk stands just off to the side watching them play, holding a lead in their hand, smiling.
They are real! She just swims over eagerly.
What's that dead animal? Never seen one.
Didn't know that platypus were real.
They don't look real.
Hi. Is this a real creature? She just points to their platypus.
This merfolk just looks over. Oh, yes, is the little cat yours?
Ah, yes, Leo's mine.
It's a playful little thing full of energy.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you should see him playing with me when it's 2 in the morning. I twitch.
He seems like he's got energy all hours.
Mm-hmm. It was worse when he was a cub, admittedly, because children have infinite energy.
Yes, I hope we're not disturbing you.
Oh, no, we were just exploring these pools we've never been. Say,
Yes.
by any chance, do you know anything about a whale in this city?
A whale? No, not really. I mean, deeper down, some of the richer people get these fancy nicknames, but
Light bulb emoji next to her head.
Is that so? Well, I'll keep that in mind, thank you. And, what's your name? I'm Leilu, and that's his Kane, and, you've already met Leo.
Leo, that's a lovely name. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Leilu. I'm James, and he puts his hand out to shake your hand.
Very, surface name.
Shakes it.
That's
Yes,
hard.
well, a lot of us adopted new names once the city came to the surface.
Wow. And what of your platypus?
Oh, this is Perry.
It's fucking Perry.
Oh, Perry.
Jeez.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, I said jeez. I'm not in the scene. I have nothing.
Oh, I thought that was Kane, sorry. She
Oh
will
no.
just inch down a bit to look at Perry face to face.
Hello, Perry.
I have no idea how to recreate that chattering noises platypus makes, so he chatters at you.
Didn't we establish that she could potentially talk to platypus because of the whole aquatic thing?
Oh my god.
Yes, the platypus is a semi-aquatic.
Oh, it's
Uh,
semi-aquatic, not
This
full
one
aquatic.
doesn't. No, they're not fully aquatic. They're only semi-aquatic. Funnily enough, Pathfinder 2e doesn't have a stat block for a platypus.
Rage. She's just all giddy and giggling and tail just flapping excitedly at seeing this thing.
And James looks back over to you. So what brings the two of you to a place like this? I mean, for you, I can see why, but you don't get many elves around here, especially not this low down in the city.
Oh, we were just hanging around, I guess.
Yes,
We're with a few friends of ours, but they are doing their own thing right now. So we just kind of took advantage of the moment to just hang around, I guess.
yes, the sea air here is lovely. It's a shame you don't get so much of it when you go much further up.
That's true.
She will offer Perry a sea cookie.
You watch as Perry picks it up between their beak, looks up in the air, and just drops it into their mouth. Like there's no chewing
Claps.
or anything. It's just like pick up, open, swallow the whole thing.
Fun fact, platypus don't have teeth, so they chew with rocks. Like, they literally pick up rocks and just chew up their food with that.
What the fuck?
Yeah, platypus have like 15 things about them that don't make any sense. But regardless, she will clap excitedly at this like a eager toddler.
Damn.
It's like seeing a unicorn for the first time.
You've never seen a platypus before. If you can get him to calm down, you're welcome to hold him.
I've read about platypus, but there were people who denied that they were even real. It just sounded too, ridiculous. No offense to you, Perry. You're incredible.
Yeah, despite not having a recognizably human face, he has the face of head empty, no thoughts.
Like a salamander. But she will carefully pick him up.
You pick him up, and he's light. He's only about 2 and a bit kilograms, but he fits in the palm of your hand.
Sparkly eyes at Kane.
He is
Can you just
vaguely slimy and oily.
King just looks at it bewildered. How is this real?
This man has met a teenage girl who is kind of crazy and is now in a pool with a mermaid who's happily playing with a platypus.
King's life has changed a lot.
She will gently put him back down when she's satisfied.
He's wonderful.
King just touches its beak. Like he doesn't believe it's real, right? He just thinks it's like a cat wearing a beak, like a proper beak.
Yeah, it's the beak is again wet and slimy and cold and hard.
Oh my god. King is simply amazed.
And again, as you look at this creature, it is head empty, no thoughts.
It's kind of cute though.
Thank you for letting me play with him. He's wonderful.
No, it's lovely that he can make friends around here. You don't get very many pets this far down, at least not four-legged ones.
She's like thinking to herself about that. Namely, oh god, if I ever want to, how am I ever going to bring him back to my homeland, if that's even possible? Do I even think this through before just abruptly saying,
Yeah, that is true, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, if you go that way for a little while and he just sort of points vaguely out to the ocean, but you have no idea where land is anymore. You've not seen land other than these bridges and gardens for the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't seen the edge of the city since you've headed deeper in to find this initial topless mermaid.
Say it again,
And
sorry.
yeah, James proceeds to say, if you keep going that way, there's a little school of sea lions, but I'd be careful, they're quite territorial this time of year.
Oh, trust me, I'm aware of that. Oh, well.
Land lion versus sea lions, who wins?
I'm gonna tell you right now, the sea lions will win. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, for
Did
sure.
you make them fight before, Snotty?
No, I just know it.
Okay.
Sea lions are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
What?
Sorry, I'm looking at the Wikipedia page for platypuses, and the collective noun for a group of platypuses is a paddle.
Paddle. Okay.
A paddle of platypus, platypi, whatever. Did you know?
Paddle of platypus. That's great.
Did you know that sea
Platter of
lions are
platypuses.
Did you know that platypus? No, not platypus. Did you know that sea lions are apparently more closely related to bears?
That
Good for
doesn't
them.
sound right.
No.
So yes, sea bears are real.
Crazy.
I don't
Here,
know.
drop.
Whales still have hip bones. So the creatures that live in the ocean are just kind of incorrect.
Listen, it makes about as much sense as the fact that a tiny little mouse is closely related to an elephant.
That's true.
Yeah, James looks at the two of you and says, "Anyway, lovely to chat, but I've got to head back to work now." Perry's had his walk. "Come on, Perry," and then he walks off with the platypus in tow.
Bye bye, Perry.
Bye bye. Kane just waves to the man on the thing.
Do the two of you wish to continue relaxing?
Sure.
Yeah, she just wants to get the most out of her swimming session before we either do something else or get back to Fable.
Lovely. The two of you go back to relaxing, and on that note, we shall cut back to Fable, who's flying high through the industrial districts, weaving between large cargo vehicles and over these fewer and far between sky bridges and gardens until Fable, roll me a perception check.
I'll roll you more than a perception check. I'll roll you a deception check.
I mean, you can lie to yourself all you want.
Cool. I'm gonna hero point that. That's better. 23.
Lovely. A 23. On a 23, while riding through these things, the first thing to stick out to you is you see one of these sky gardens with a circus tent on it, one of those bright red striped circular tents, and a sign outside. You can't read the sign from where you are, but it's a sign that's got big letters written on it.
Cool. I'm gonna fly over to it.
You fly over to it, and as you fly over, you get within within 100 feet or so, and you can see the sign says "One Trick Pony."
BoJack Horseman. Let me get closer.
You can get as close as you want. This tent, you hear chatter coming from inside the tent when you're really close.
Alright. I'm gonna go park my bike. And I'm gonna take my head off and I'm gonna roll it over inside the tent.
You roll it inside the tent, and inside of the tent is a handful of merfolk and humans standing around as a lizard folk stands on top of a barrel screaming, "Come one, come all, come see the one trick pony. Simply a gold piece." And then there's like a smaller tent inside of this big tent.
Does anyone react to the shrunken orc head that just rolled in, or no?
Nobody sees it. They're all too preoccupied by the showman who's sort of loudly gesturing and shouting about his amazing one-trick pony.
Alright, Fable's gonna get off her bike, walk inside, pick up her head. Excuse me.
You, young lady, would you like to see the one-trick pony?
It must not be an entertaining trick if it's only one trick.
It's one trick, but it's amused hundreds for years.
Well, I'll see it, but I'm mainly looking for some goblins.
Goblins? There were a few goblins here a little while ago.
Where'd they go?
They loved the one-trick pony.
Can I see if he's lying? I want to make a perception check.
Go for it. Make a perception check. And he's going to make a deception check.
24.
That's a 2. He doesn't seem to be lying about the goblins. He seems to very much be lying about the fact that they liked the trick.
Mm.
Mm,
Well, knowing my goblins, you must have really unimpressed them. Oh wait, I'm
No,
supposed to be
they
nice.
They saw the trick and they loved it, and then they headed off
Which
after
direction?
seeing the wonderful trick. They left the tent and did not say.
Well, since I'm here, if you show me the trick and I'm impressed, I'll give you a gold piece.
Sure, please step this way, madam, into the trick tent. And it's this slightly smaller tent. This tent you're in is maybe 100 feet. It takes up most of the sky garden, and the little tent inside is probably about 50 feet. So about half the size of the tent you're currently in.
Yeah, Fable will go in, check it out.
You go into this tent and you see two things. One, a Shetland pony in a little pen.
Hmm.
And two, a kobold stood on a little step stool holding a box with a slot in the top of it. And the box says gold coin for a trick.
Fable will take a gold coin, slip it into the box. This is definitely going to require a thievery roll, what I'm doing. But
Okay.
as she slips the gold coin into the box, she's going to cast Telekinetic Hand. Make it just tap the other coins and go back into the palm of her hand, and she's going to move her hand away. Or try to move it away in a way where it's not noticed that she didn't really give a gold coin.
Lovely. Make me a thievery check.
God fucking damn it. I should have waited. 16.
That still beats the kobold's perception check of 7.
Good.
Yeah, you do that. You wave your hat, you hold your gold coin, you make a little song and dance of it where you wave it around, put it in, let go of it. He hears the clink and he sort of looks at you with a smile, and as he's looking at you, he's not paying attention to the box. You just whip it back into your hand and bring your hand away.
Oh, yeah.
And he looks at this Shetland pony and he screams something in Draconic. Do you understand Draconic?
Sadly, I do not.
Then you have no idea what he's saying, but you watch as this Shetland pony sort of bows its knee slightly, and then miraculously this thing leaps up about 5 foot into the air and does a complete backflip. Like all the way around, and then lands back on the ground.
I'm wondering if there's magic involved in this. Can I do an Arcana roll?
You can do an Arcana.
Cool, 18.
There doesn't seem to be any magic coming from the horse. There is, however, some magic coming from the box.
So, what's in the box?
The kobold just continues to look at you with a smile, almost as if he hasn't understood what you said.
Can I see the box?
He continues to look at you with a smile, as if he hasn't understood what you've said. And he gives the box a little bit of a rattle and nods towards the horse again.
I promised I wouldn't cause trouble. Oh well. She's gonna put the. She's gonna turn around and start to walk out of the small tent.
Yeah, the kobold yips something at you in Draconic, which you do not understand.
Do I feel like it's offensive?
No, he seems quite happy and cheery about it, whatever he's saying.
Okay.
So if it is some kind of slur, it doesn't sound like it.
Okay, that's good. So that just means thank you, come again, is what I'm gonna assume.
Possibly.
Cool. Yeah. I'm gonna head back out. If I see the guy who I talked to that said to go in the tent, Fable's gonna say, the kobold in there doesn't speak common.
No, he never learned common. I rescued him from the depths of some slaughtered cobalt cave where he was the only survivor.
Did you kill the kobolds?
No, look at me. I'm harmless. This lizard folk says with his humongous claws and a whip at his hip. I couldn't hurt a Shetland pony.
Mm. Are you sure you didn't hurt that Shetland pony?
No, I've never hurt a horse. We merely found him in the wilderness. And when you speak to him just right, he'll do his magnanimous trick.
Fable's gonna go back in there.
As you go back in, you hear him shouting to the crowd that's amassed. See, she's so impressed, she must see it again.
Fable is going to cast Speak with Animals. Real quick.
Go for it.
And that's one of my fucking 3rd level spell slots. Horse, why do you flip?
Nay. Well, I'm good at it, aren't I? I can do cool flips and they give me apples and carrots.
Oh. Do they hurt you?
Not on purpose.
What do you mean?
The cobalt is small and I stubbed my hoof on his head once.
Oh.
But he didn't. No one hits me.
Well, how long have you been here?
I've been traveling with these people for about a year now.
A year?
About a year.
What if...
You repeat that, I didn't quite hear you.
Oh, I was trying to think of what to say. They feed you apples, they treat you right, and all you have to do is flip.
Yeah, they feed me apples and carrots. The people give gold coins. The cobalt shouts command word at me, and then I do the flip. And then every night I get fed carrots and apples and sugar cubes. This horse seems very happy. Although the only thing they did do was they got rid of my bright pink hair.
I could possibly try to get that back for you. Just takes a little dye.
I don't mind too much because they feed me apples and carrots and sugar cube.
Oh. Well, is it only when they. So if I asked you to flip, would you flip?
I can flip whenever I want. Watch this. And then again, this horse sort of squats down and with immense power pushes itself about 7 feet off the ground and does a backflip, landing perfectly flat on its legs.
That's good. Can you do that again?
I can do it whenever I want. And then again, this horse sort of leans down, jumps up into the air, does a backflip and
Fable
lands
is
perfectly
gonna
on its four
Fable's gonna
hooves.
do something as it flies in the air this time.
Go for it.
Fable. I'm trying to think of a way I can do this where I won't get hurt. So as it's going in the air, Fable wants to see if she can have the head fly up at the same time and be struck by the horse as it flips in the air.
Or like kicked into the sky.
But in a way where it hits the cobalt and the cobalt drops the box. Because Fable is thinking that box is the word can use the spell command.
Okay, I'm going to let you choose to either thievery or acrobatics, but I'm going to warn you the DC is going to be incredibly high.
Thievery. I have a plus 11 in thievery. Alright, does a 30 beat it? That's a 19 plus 11.
Unfortunately, it doesn't.
Fuck. I just need that 20.
So, as the horse does the flip again, you sort of underhand your head into this horse, and the horse doesn't notice, but the head gets kicked straight through the roof of this tent. And as that happens, the kobold looks at you and starts shouting at you in Draconic.
I don't
The
understand.
horse looks at you and goes, "It seems like you've upset him. What did you do to my friend?"
I didn't do anything to him. I wanted to see if I could add to the trick. But apparently your kick hit my head.
Oh, by the way, the horse has taken 10 points of bludgeoning damage
Oh.
from being kicked.
You mean the head has taken 10 points of bludgeoning?
The head has taken 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
I was about to say, if the horse took that damage, I can always, risky surgery it.
No, the horse is fine.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Horse. I was afraid if they were hurting you, I would have to step in. And she pets the
No,
horse.
these people are really nice. Yeah, the horse makes horse noises at you. Appreciative horse noises.
Yeah, now Fable's gonna quickly get out of there.
Yeah, and as you leave, the kobold is still yelling at you, like shaking their fist as they yell at you.
Part of Fable was like, if they were hurting that horse, it would be time to leave my head in there and do final sacrifice, but the horse is fine.
No, the horse seems really happy.
But it was a boring show. She's gonna kick up her bike and go back to searching until she has to meet up with the others.
Lovely. And can your head talk to you while it's not within view? Because your head has gone for quite a distance.
No, but it can always come back at any point. Well, it comes back because it can fly, and I'm gonna go
Yes.
fly to go grab it. Kind of meet it
But
halfway.
there's no way for it to sort of send a signal to you.
No.
Okay.
Sadly, none.
So after about 5 minutes, because this head has gone quite far. Funnily enough, it takes a lot of speed and a lot of strength to get a horse to do a backflip.
Yeah, I'd imagine.
So as you've caught up with this head, the head whispers to you silently.
Ooh, what does it say?
I saw the little green ones.
Where?
They were to the west.
She quickly revs her engines, puts the head back on her belt, and heads west.
You head west, lovely. Make me another survival or society check.
18.
Lovely. As you head west, whilst you do not see, well, as you head west, you fly through these, again, weaving through these bigger vehicles. You come across what can best be described as a scrapyard. It's this big open warehouse that's just piled high with metals and with scrap bikes, scrap engines, just all sorts of jagged, twisted metal. And the skull whispers to you, "In here."
Fable will start to descend. Union? Union!
This merfolk sort of stood by the front entrance with a clipboard in his hand, goes, "I wish we were unionized. How can I help you? You want to get rid of that piece of junk?"
Piece of junk. As he calls it a piece of junk, Fable parks, gets off. It is not a piece of junk. I have put careful time and effort into my child. So, that tongue, watch it. Secondly,
Yeah, well, so did I, and he still ended up working in finance. But
second,
what can I help you with? You looking for new parts? You looking for sell old scrap? What you looking for?
there's a group of goblins that are here. And I know
They're not here anymore. There were a couple, 3 goblins came by earlier looking to sell some old bike parts that they said weren't any use to them.
where. Where'd they go? Where'd you see them off to?
Well, when they went off, they said they headed over to some abandoned factory somewhere. Talking about setting up a permanent shop. One of them was really excited about having new friends.
Yeah, that's them. Where do you think the abandoned factory is?
I mean, there was an abandoned factory. If you carry on going west for about 20 minutes, there was an abandoned factory there. They sort of closed the thing down after one of the machines exploded and killed a load of people. This guy seems incredibly apathetic. He does not seem to give an ounce of shit about anything.
Alright. Also, do you know how to make the muffler quiet?
Most people choose to enchant theirs, but you can always add more expansion space.
Which one would be more effective?
Magic's always more effective.
Thank you. I appreciate your time, honesty, and Fable will take out a gold piece and give it to him.
And then you see like a flicker of joy in his eyes, and he sort of gives you this half smile. Thank you very much, ma'am. Enjoy your day.
I will. If the goblins though aren't there, as she gets on her bike, puts on her goggles, pulls up her keeps the mask on, I'll be back. And then she kicks off and flies off to the abandoned factory.
Yeah, and you see him like mumble something as you take off, but you're gone too quickly to hear what he says.
Oh yeah.
And I assume you search for this abandoned factory.
Oh yes, definitely.
Lovely. You head further west through these through this district. It's getting barer and barer. There are fewer and fewer buildings around here, to the point where you can actually now see the real ocean past the city walls. And you run into this big old one of the similar, almost identical to all of the other towers, except this one, the outside of it is all scorched and burnt and scratched and damaged. There are chunks missing out of some of the walls.
She's gonna fly into it if it's big enough to fly into.
It is quite large. You actually fly into it and see. Come on, brain. Come on, do the thing.
I find a brain.
Remember where I put the fucking image. No, I remember where it is. It's in fucking Foundry. Could everybody please come into Foundry? I need a moment to turn Foundry on.
I don't want to give you that moment.
Well, then you'll be sat there waiting until I get there.
Well,
That's how
it's
this shit works.
a fine moment for you to all explain what's happened so far.
A fine moment is you abandon us, you don't love us, you hate us, and you want me to die.
Ugly, you're disgusting, I'm gonna kill you, give me $200.
Rochelle has gone off in a strop and has gone back to the Topless Mermaid because Fable insisted on looking for the Union, and you wanted to get this job done. So you've walked to the Topless Mermaid.
Lovely.
Unless you wish to go anywhere else.
Can I go somewhere where I end up meeting back with the party now?
The party's
Yeah,
separated.
you can go to the party separated. Fable is.
Oh, so everyone's separated. Jesus. Okay.
No, Leilu and Kane have both gone down to just past the Topless Mermaid. They've gone to a garden at water level.
That sounds like a reasonable place to be.
They are having a bit of R&R.
Lovely. I'll follow those people.
So as you make it to the Topless Mermaid, you reassess the situation, and the thought occurs to you, maybe you were being a bit grumpy earlier. You should look and see how these people are doing. They are ostensibly your teammates. And as you walk over to the edge to get to think about what you see, what you want to do next, you see Leilu, a majestic mermaid, swimming around alongside Kane, relaxing at the water level. They are about 2 floors down and about 100 feet.
How much damage do I take if I fall 100 feet?
You could land in the water.
50 damage.
At least.
You could die if you want to.
It's your
I know
party. You can die
this
if you
place
want
isn't
to.
great, but you can always just throw yourself off the edge of the building because you're fed up with it.
I mean,
Come on, fam. Fucking work.
even if I land really poorly, I don't think it's going to kill me if I just dive into the water from here.
Might do. Why not?
Don't test it. Just don't
Test it.
test it.
Test it. Test it. Test it.
Well, I don't have any other way to go down because I don't have
There
a
are
bike.
walkways and paths that lead you down there. You can see a
That's
walk
pussy talk. Just do it.
down there.
Like, would it be suicidal to try and dive into the water from here?
You
Yeah,
reckon
yes.
with a decent dive that you have never done before because you've lived landlocked your entire fucking life. You reckon you've watched people dive off cliffs into water before. How hard could it be? It's only like 70 feet.
You know, I'm a pretty athletic person.
Yeah.
You guys can catch me. What would I have to roll? Athletics, acrobatics.
Athletics or acrobatics. Get the pick. I'll let you choose which
This
one
is
you're
a
better at.
Fable idea.
This could go really, really wrong. Fable, if you'd like to, you can jump into the
Foundry link.
foundry.
26 acrobatics to jump off this building into the water.
Lovely. You look off the edge of this garden
Foundries,
and you
can
see.
you send me another thing? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll drop you a link.
Thanks.
And you see, looking down, you reckon
Sorry.
that's a straight shot into the water. You stand on the edge, you do what you've seen people do before, cross your arms across your chest, and then you take a step off the edge. And you fall, and you fall. And for about 15 seconds, you're just falling, the sound of wind rushing past you. All of a sudden, sploosh. You are now under the water.
Dead. In a ditch.
You
After
have not
12 years.
taken any damage. You are now under the water.
Okay, can I go back to the top of the water?
You can. You swim to the surface and you can see the platform that the two of them are resting on. It's about 100 feet in that.
How are you not dead?
You are not a terribly athletic swimmer, but you reckon you can get there in a couple minutes.
You just have to break the surface tension with your hands.
Incredible.
That's how diving works, right?
Totally.
Completely. Go for it. That's
Fuck.
definitely how
Just-
it works.
It's not.
Well, I thought I need to
Shit.
cool down. I think Fable's been stressing me out a little bit.
What? No.
Speaking of which, where is Fable?
She's looking for the goblins.
On her own?
Yes.
Hmm.
You just feel a tug at your leg, a rather violent one.
No, you look a lot more majestic.
She kind of frowns as if she was expecting you to feel mortally terrified.
Uh,
Oh, you weren't scared?
no, should I have been?
Mm. Why not look scary? Just messes with her beautiful long blue locks. Butter's
Why would you
eyes.
be scary?
Significantly less scary than the floating head that follows us around.
Actually, that's
It's
a good
true.
point. That's a good point. Compared to Fable, anything isn't terrifying. But I'm glad you two. It was good to stretch it out just for a little. Although, better question. What were you thinking jumping from that height?
I was reasonably confident in my abilities.
But
Yeah,
like, why don't you just walk down or just yell at us so we can come up and get you with the motorcycle?
Well, that might have been a better idea, but it seems sort of fun.
Just wanted that.
And
Show
as I
off.
said, I needed to cool down after the whole Fable situation. Who
That's
do we need to be concerned about her on her own?
probably, but
Hopefully not.
knowing her,
Worry
it's
she's going to
what
burn down some building.
I was going to say. We shouldn't be worried about her. We should be worried about everyone else.
Mm,
They're bad parents.
God, can you imagine what her real parents must have been like?
From the looks of it, it doesn't even seem like she has no. Oh, I guess while we're on this, what were your parents like? Mine were nice, but quite overactive. It just kind of made me more sure.
I don't know mine.
Soft frown.
It's okay. Got got kind of used to it.
Harder frown.
Again, don't
Uh,
worry. I was raised by someone who taught me a lot of magic.
yeah, my dad tried to kill me, so we didn't really talk anymore.
Horrified expression.
Very normal character backstory.
Um, we got in a fight over an animal. Tried to stab me, and I haven't seen any of my family since.
Do you want to meet them again, or are you just kind of purposefully not going after them?
Well, they tried to kill me.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So I think if I saw them again, I'd probably try to kill them first. That
Okay,
seems
that doesn't
reasonable.
sound healthy.
A smidge. He's
Lately, what about your parents' family?
Orange died.
No.
right. Right. Oh, there.
Is Snoddy still here?
Yeah, she's silent.
Mm-hmm.
Snoddy?
Snots. Also, we're
Snotty.
just on the garage area. In
Yeah,
in it.
I go back. Okay.
Testing, testing.
Welcome back.
Hello, friend.
No.
Hello.
Okay, oh, well, all things considered, I feel a bit ungrateful now. I mean, I guess my family were overprotective, but they were just trying to keep me safe, right? Compared to what you two just said, now I just feel kind of like a brat.
Oh, don't worry about that.
Nicoletta, get off the mic.
That wasn't even Nico.
That was Jeff. except
Oh,
went and got pizza.
Yes, I went and collected pizza from oven.
I'm getting this sinking feeling. Should we go after Fable?
What time is it actually? How long have we been here?
You reckon it's sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon-ish, maybe a bit later than that. Sunset will be in a few hours.
I think letting her out on her own after dark is probably dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. We should probably get her before it gets dark.
Before you finish that sentence, she's already just flailing out of the water, trying to dry off as quickly as possible. Come on, come on!
Yeah, Ramona is now going to have to suffer with being wet for the rest of this journey.
Kane
my-
just gives his jacket to Laylu to help her dry off.
Just, without even thinking, just wipes her face on it and then just pauses. Blush. Continues anyways.
It's just a jacket. Kane was naked for a whole night, like a few nights ago.
It's about politeness, but regardless. After a while of, I almost said hard rubbing, I should not have said that. After a while, after a
Wow,
while of
hard rubbing.
after a while of like aggressive drying, that same sort of sparkly effect happens, and she's back to normal, or well, you're normal.
Interesting.
The legs have returned.
The lights have returned.
Legs always
Like,
return after a hard rubbing.
Her skin, however, does look a little bit, not bruised, but just, I guess, sore. It's apparently not. It's evident that this isn't supposed to happen that fast.
I see. Actually, question about the transformation. How does it work? Like,
I'm gonna
does
be.
the tail just become two legs? Does it separate?
Is this in character or out of game?
Out
Well,
of
we would have
game.
seen you if you would have had, legs.
Yeah.
Are you a little
Oh.
mermaid?
I'm gonna be honest, I've been making it up as I go because I keep forgetting to discuss with Jess how it perfectly occurs, so we're just going off of H2O / Mock Mermaid's logic.
Cool. I don't know
Interesting.
why you would discuss it with me, but
Yeah, you mean
Fuck
yeah.
that, sorry.
I know we're both British, but surely you can at least tell us apart by now.
Bite.
Okay.
we've got very distinctly different British accents.
Yeah.
Very different posh.
Mine's more an Essex BBC standard, whereas there's a lot more of a southernness to Gaff's accent. Even though that's not my real accent. My real accent is a bit more western. I speak a bit like this, but I don't do that one because it sounds weird.
I don't know. Say a news story.
British people.
British.
I know, right? They're the
I know,
weirdest.
we're such a problem. But yeah, I am running, unless Snoddy says otherwise, we are running under Laylu's transformation works, where when she's wet, she's got a tail, when she's dry, she's got legs.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about the exact logic. You remember that like one weird 80s movie about the lady who was like about the guy who fell in love with a mermaid and like
Splash with Tom Hanks.
yeah,
I
that
think I remembered it.
I
Never
think it's
seen
a
it.
bit of logic, actually.
I see.
That movie's probably the most realistic depiction of what we would do if we actually found a mermaid, and it's just immediately look to dissect it.
I would have gone straight hunting.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone would just be selling it for the mermaid scales would suddenly be really valuable. We'd just kill them all, wouldn't we?
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
sad.
It's really sad.
I'm glad they're not real.
but yeah. So the three of you are now stood around this lower quarter. And how do you wish to proceed? Do you wish to all get onto the same bike?
That's
How
probably
do
our.
3 people fit in one bike?
It's a tight squeeze. It
We
can be
just.
done, but it's a tight squeeze.
Who's
That works
driving
then.
this one?
I'm driving, I think. I
You
think I have the
know,
highest livery.
you know what? I have a lion. I should probably walk back up to the naked mermaids, and you two go off on your own.
Are you
No.
sure?
We already only have a couple of bikes. I
We'll all
don't want.
fit.
You think you can get the three of you on a bike?
We'll just put the lion on our lap.
Wear him like a hat. It's fine.
That works.
We might want to invest or steal some more bikes at some point.
Okay, fine.
She will just pick Leo up and just, I don't want to say straddle, but more like cuddle him in a sense, where his mane's just in her face and she's just sputtering due to all the hair.
Future.
So yes, you can get this bike off the ground. However, I'm going to require another thievery check from you because this is quite. It's different having an additional person on this bike. You have much less space to move around and lean than you normally do.
Can we help?
You cannot, no.
Not even if we're really good at thievery ourselves?
Nope. Gabby has
Just
vanished.
had to take a phone call.
Yeah.
What if I tie a rope around us and us to the bike?
Yes. Please,
What do you
dangle.
mean? As in, like, tie
Dangle,
yourself to the
dangle
bottom
as you
of the bike?
fly.
No, just tie us on really tight to make it easier to drive.
That's not going to help.
I tried.
However, you do know one method that's worked in the past, and it involves your very expensive tent and a length of rope.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's going to help us because the issue is we've got too much weight. Having a big like parachute on the back, I can't imagine it's going to make it much easier. I don't think my vulture's quite strong enough to help.
Wait, I was out because my boyfriend called me. What did I miss?
No worries. You missed discussions of if we could make it easier for you to
Drive.
Two.
but at the moment, the consensus is not really. Could you please make me a thievery check?
Yes. Let me get my phone. Roll. Hmm. 14. 33.
33. Lovely. That's more than enough.
Nice.
You get situated with this additional person on. It's a bit more awkward. You're sort of quite close to the handlebars, and you're having to do a lot more of your steering through leaning as opposed to turning the handlebars. You do manage to get going, and you do take to the sky. You head up and up and up and up, and you're traveling for maybe almost an hour at this point. Maybe even more, and you get back to this factory district that you were in previously. And as you're looking around this factory district, can everybody please make me a perception check?
I like perception.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Fable is dead and hanging from the ceiling.
What the hell?
26 again?
9.
13.
Natural 1.
Fuck.
Layla, could you
20.
please? What did you say yours was, Layla? I missed it. Sorry.
Oh, 22.
22. So you, Kane, you're very focused on making sure you don't crash with the change in handling you've had to adapt to. And you're very focused on just moving and avoiding things. Laylu, you spot two things of interest. The garage you were at previously, and both you and Ramona spot this big circus tent sat in one of the open gardens. It's quite a ways away from where you are, but you can see it.
That does look like something that probably would have distracted Fable. Right? Big, shiny, loud noises.
Hmm?
Should we look at the circus first? Would she have gone to that?
Probably, actually.
Lovely. So as you make your way over to the circus tent, you see it gets bigger and bigger. It takes up almost an entire one of these sky gardens, and as you bring in closer, you see this chalkboard with a very intricate sign on it that says "One Trick Pony."
One Trick Pony.
And you
What?
land down onto this open garden next to this circus tent.
Wait, this is a circus, right?
It is a single 100-foot by 100-foot circus tent.
Shall we
Okay,
go in?
Interesting.
Leo immediately sees these colors and starts making upset lion noises.
Oh, no, no, no. It's fine, it's fine. You're not going in, you're not going in. You're not going back. I'm not sending you back.
Did something happen?
He doesn't really like circuses. The last one he was
Oh, I see.
the last one he was at didn't treat him too well. So I
I see.
kidnapped him, basically, and then possibly ruined the life of the person who worked there because it was through a strange domino effect that I kind of destroyed the entire thing, but don't worry about it.
I'm sure he deserved it.
All I know is that he doesn't like circuses, so it might be best for him to wait out here.
Okay, no problem. Actually, I'm going to go see that One Trick Pony.
I'll come
Wait,
with you.
actually, is the One Trick Pony tent and the main circus tent separate, or is it One Trick Pony inside the tent?
The One Trick Pony sign is next to the opening of the tent.
Oh, I see. So I just open up the tent and just go in.
So, Laylu, are you going in and leaving Leo outside, or are you staying outside with Leo?
She'll leave Leo there. He's a capable young man.
Yeah,
Lovely.
Festus will sit with Leo as well.
As you walk towards this tent, you see Leo sort of cowers behind the bike.
Oh,
Mm.
And as the three of you enter this circus tent, you see a crowd, and on the other side of the crowd is this lizard folk stood on top of a barrel, who loudly announces, "Come one, come all, see the One Trick Pony."
One Trick Pony.
Yes, the
I
One
wonder
Trick Pony.
what can he do?
He has his one trick, his one magical trick, and all it is a single gold coin to see.
I just hand him 1 gold coin.
No, not to me. Go into this tent, and then you see that there is this smaller tent inside of this big tent.
Okay.
Just
Why the
like
big tent then?
scowling.
In case it rains, isn't it?
I guess so.
But yes, merely walk into this tent and then hand over your gold piece to my lovely assistant and see the one-trick pony perform his one trick.
You just go inside the other tent.
Lovely. Do the two of the others of you follow?
Yeah. Let's see. The one trick
So
pony.
you step into this tent that is inside of this other tent, and in this tent you see a little fence. On the other side of this fence is a Shetland pony. And next to this fence, stood on a stool, holding a box with an opening in the top of it, is a kobold. And this kobold just stands there holding the box, smiling as you enter.
I just hand him 1 gold coin.
Lovely. You drop this gold coin into this box, and this kobold with a smile looks towards this pony and shouts something in it in Draconic. Can any of you speak Draconic?
No.
Let me check. I don't think so. Nope.
Nope.
Cannot.
Lovely. So none of you understand what this kobold says, but as this kobold shouts at this pony, you watch as the pony sort of bends its knees slightly, squats down, and then with an immense force and immense speed, it pushes itself up into the air and does a backflip and then lands comfortably down on its 4 hooves.
Mona's genuinely very
Amazing.
impressed. Right, jumping's really hard in Pathfinder. That's really impressive.
Kane just slow
Jesus
claps.
Christ.
Wow.
And the kobold with a smile sort of rattles his box as if urging you to pay again.
Again. I just asked the kobold, so how did you train this pony?
He looks at you with a blank expression and says nothing. He just has this really artificial smile on his face.
Oh, he doesn't speak common.
I'll put a gold piece in the pot.
And you put a gold piece in the pot, and again, you watch as he turns to this horse, shouts at it in Draconic, and again the horse squats down a little, preparing itself, and then with full force pushes itself into the air, does a backflip, and lands back on its hooves.
Amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
So we're here looking for a small child person, and I worry the horse and this kobold don't understand us. I can try talking really loudly and slowly at them, but
I'll be right back.
Okay. I don't think that the kobold speaks common, and I'm pretty sure the horse doesn't talk.
I'm gonna take 5 gold pieces in my hand, show them to the kobold, and then very slowly be like, "Have you seen a small fetchling child?" I'm like just really slow, but I'm holding the money, so hopefully.
What skill would be talking down to foreigners?
So I am really good at
Diplomacy.
animal
Diplomacy.
I'm really good at animal whispering. If that helps here.
That does not help here. That just makes your case even worse. Give me your diplomacy.
Does it help with the horse?
If the horse could talk, it would.
11.
You get an 11.
Incredible.
Kobold looks at you confused, and then mimics the hand gestures you do. The short, and then rattles the box a little bit more.
I shake my head at the kobold. And there's just a second where I'm stuck here trying to work out how do you
Again-
mimic a flying head?
Oh my god.
Just like trying to charades flying head at this kobold.
Make me another diplomacy check. You can make a society check as well.
Oh, it went to a 16 this time with my +0 diplomacy.
And you're
Incredible.
you're mimicking the little head.
Flying heads.
He looks at you. The cobalt looks at you confused for a second, and then looks really kind of angry, and then points up. And as you follow where he's pointing, you see there is this like foot in diameter hole at the top of this tent. And then he starts shaking his fist and saying things in Draconic.
Can
I mean,
like,
the hole seems like a lead. That's something that Fable would do, make a hole. Otherwise,
can I look at the hole?
You can look at the hole. From here, you can see that this hole is roughly a foot in diameter and looks freshly torn.
Can I look like closer? Like look inside the hole?
It is about 30 feet in the air. It is in the roof of this tent.
Oh, on the roof. Okay, what the fuck?
Although, if you line yourself up at the edge of the fence, you can see that this hole then leads through into another hole in the bigger tent. So whatever created this hole looks like it continued on.
I think we have a flying head in our hands.
hopefully, but up doesn't really help us.
I mean-
no issue.
It has to fall somewhere, right?
True, and I guess we might have an angle of where it's gone, like a vague direction. I'm gonna point at the hole and then do like a shrug to this kobold, be like, where did hole? What is hole? And see if I get a direction off him. Social skills are
Make
not.
me another diplomacy or society check.
Well, I think I've used all my good luck, so can you just roll a flat d20 for me?
You just want me to roll? I would not have me roll a flat 320. I've been rolling like single digits all evening.
It's true.
15.
Incredible.
A 15. So as the cobalt looks at the hole, sort of uses his hand to mimic like chattering, and then points at a horse.
The horse
That-
talks?
Can Fable speak to the horses? I've never seen her do that. If that's something she can do.
Yeah, I have no idea either.
Okay. I look at the horse and try and do small person gestures at it again. And we have no good ideas.
Make me an animal handling. What's it called in Pathfinder?
Nature.
Nature. Make me a nature.
Okay. 17.
17. As you gesture to this horse begins to like wiggle around a bit and seems quite excited.
Look at Kane, like, I have no idea what to do with a wiggly horse.
I have no idea either. I don't know how to deal with horses.
If only you had a druid with you that could potentially cast speak with animals.
If only.
What does I think Animal Whisperer just makes me slightly better at training animals.
Oh, if that's the case, then you know it must have taken a lot of time and effort for this horse to learn to backflip.
True.
Again, the train
Also,
animals skill feat.
couldn't we just like ask the guy outside?
The guy outside spoke common.
He's so common.
Oh.
I'm just looking at you and like, why are you talking to the komodo, right?
Yeah,
Say,
you're choosing to conversate with the cobalt that can't speak common instead of the lizard folk outside that was very loudly shouting in common. He still is very loudly shouting in common. You can hear him saying things like "Come one, come all" through the side of the tent.
just
Fucking
like
hell.
look down at the floor as we leave. Okay. Yep.
I just give a thumbs up to the kobold and the horse.
The cobalt smiles and the horse gives a excited wiggle. Whatever the fuck horses do when they're excited.
All we've
Oh my
learned from
God.
actually coming inside here is that Fable's been causing problems.
Yes.
What? No, that's a lie.
You know, don't worry. I think this is the least problems Fable has caused in a single location.
True. It's just a hole
It's
on the
just a
roof.
hole. It's just like a 1 foot hole in the roof of her tent. It'll be patched up when they leave town.
Well, it just
You
go
back
out to the
into
kobold.
the crowd.
Yeah. The
And
lizard folk.
the lizard folk stood on the barrel shouting about his amazing one-trick pony.
Can we ask him about like a little child that just came by here and caused a little bit of trouble?
Oh, you're on about that little girl with the pale skin and the blank eyes.
Yes.
Yes, she was here. She said that she was very unimpressed. She came asking about goblins.
Yes, that's the one. Where did she go?
Last I heard, she was heading westward.
Westward to where?
I have no idea. I saw her leave, and then I saw her pass the opening of the tent heading west. She did not
Oh
tell
my
me where
God.
she was going, but she seemed very sure she wanted to find these goblins. The goblins were very impressed with my one-trick pony.
Hmm.
We
Well,
will
thank
also
you.
be very impressed with your one-trick pony.
See, it's very impressive. It and its one trick.
That it is.
He goes back to sort of gesturing to the crowd. This crowd is largely not changed since you went in. It seems like lots of the people around here are just staring at this lizard man shouting.
Like, why are they not coming in? Like, why is there a crowd but there's no one inside?
You don't know.
It's fucking weird. But okay.
These people, whenever this man stops shouting, these people seem to mutter amongst themselves. And then they all go quiet when he starts shouting again.
Fucking weird, but okay. Well, back to looking for the kid.
Yes. West.
Westward,
We know which direction that is.
hopefully. So yeah, back to the bikes and up we go.
Back to
Westward.
the bike, and you mount the bike ready to set off. I don't know, Layla, are you present?
I am.
Lovely. As you come out of the, as you all come out of this tent, you see as Leo is sort of like peering around the edge of one of the, um, sort of peering around the edge of the motorbike, waiting, looking at you. And yeah, you reach round to this bike, and as you come out and get closer to the bike, Leo sort of jumps around from the back of the motorcycle, runs up and rubs himself against your leg, between your legs, looking up, meowing at you. Quack. So yes, do you all remount the motorcycle and head west?
Yes.
Lovely. You all get back onto this motorcycle. It's quite a tight fit, but you're all on there. And then you take to the skies once more and head westward.
I'm
And you
sorry,
can-
somebody was in the room. I meant to say that she Jen, almost cradling.
Yeah, and Leo sort of, as you pick up and cradle Leo, he sort of like nuzzles into you, meowing at you. So yes, you as a group continue to fly westward. And you fly further and further westward. These buildings become sparser, and there are less bridges, and it relies on these large flying ships that seem to carry crates in between these buildings, similar to the ones you saw in the garage.
Hopefully she didn't get into too much trouble. Doesn't seem safe here.
And can everybody please make me another perception check?
Of course I can, with the +1 from our new goggles. Easy
I
to make
forgot about that actually.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I thought I'd say that because I realized everyone else has probably forgotten. That's a
Yeah.
26 again.
Does Fable have to do
26.
it? What's Fable been doing? What happened to Fable?
Fable is
At
dead.
this point, you have actually, this is where you can start to see big, the warehouse, basically the burnt out child warehouse. So the group is shortly behind you.
Yeah, Fable is flying through this warehouse if there's space, looking around.
I got another one.
Going, Union?
Nice.
Union?
You're actually just coming up to this warehouse now because I need this timing to be right. So
Oh.
you're coming up to the outside of this warehouse. You've seen the burnt warehouse, and you see these big wooden half-open roller shutter doors.
Okay,
And
24.
the rest of you didn't need to do that
Oh.
because as you land in, you see you, Fable, see this.
Whoa, Gath, I didn't need to see a picture of your ass.
What?
Oh.
And you pull the bike into the thing and see this. But the rest of the group, as you've progressed, you see not many buildings are open here. There is one open building, and it looks like it's a scrapyard. There are lots of piles of jagged metal you can see through these doors, and there's a merfolk with a clipboard stood by the open door, checking things off of their clipboard. And what do you wish to do? Do you wish to continue going west? Do you wish to stop and talk to this single merfolk?
We can stop and ask. Couldn't hurt.
Yeah, I feel like with Fable, asking everyone about Trail of Destruction is like the best way to do it, right?
Yeah.
So yes, on this bike you slowly land and pull up into this warehouse, and there's piles high of scrap metal, old bike parts, and assorted gears and machinery. And as you land, you look at this merfolk, and this merfolk looks at you and says, "How can I help you?"
Have you seen a child on a motorcycle?
The little grey one.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one.
She came in here asking about a group of goblins.
Lovely. Which direction did she leave in?
She went further westwards, and he points vaguely in a general direction.
Lovely. We'd like to apologise for any action he may or may not have taken.
I think she tried to threaten me, but
Yeah,
Oh,
we're
well, that's
sorry for that.
I don't know, yeah, whatever, I've got more important things to do, sorry.
Bless you.
Unless there's anything else I can help you with, I've got to get back to counting the amount of shit in this pile of shit.
Enjoy your life. Just going to assume he was talking literally based on what we've seen this so far.
Yeah. So, onward we go.
Onwards you go, you get back onto your bike and you continue to head west. And Fable, this is where we're going to cut back to you. You have seen what you have just seen. Ramona, join the fucking foundry.
Yeah, what's the link?
I put it in the chat.
Fable is gonna start walking around. I missed you all so much.
And as the goblins see you land, they all come up and sort of crowd around you. Yay, you've made it!
Enron, Exxon, Theranos, made of Tycho, Avon, Tesco. I missed you all, and she tries to like hug them all at once. Once she parks.
So yeah, these goblins crowd around you, and there seems to be a new one.
You made a new friend. What's your name?
I'm BP.
BP?
My friends call me BP.
Wait, your name is BP and your friends call you BP?
My name. People call me BP.
Aw, BP. Nice to meet you all. Welcome to the Union. I'm the Union head, Fable. And we're gonna stop being the Union in a second, and we're gonna start being something better.
But the Union told me that they're the best.
You are the best, but don't you want to be better than the best?
Yeah, I guess.
Good.
We've taken over this abandoned. So this is Enron talking to you. We've taken over this abandoned warehouse. There were still some tools laying around.
Well,
we couldn't find you lot, and we got really worried. So we we did what the Union always does: survive. So we found this place and took a couple of these fancy flying things. And we've been going around and surviving.
Fable's gonna start inspecting the bikes that they have.
They are mostly barely functional rust buckets.
I'll help with that later.
The yellow one at the back is at least clean, but the two red ones are in quite a poor state.
Nice.
It looks like I have some stuff to teach you guys. But
We've made this place our home for now. We've got enough beds and we've got some food. And he points to this like completely loaded, like 15-foot long table covered in plates of food.
is the other plates clean or dirty?
They're freshly prepared.
Ooh. Well,
The food looks like it's still hot.
Fable licks her lips, and then shakes her head. I have to get the others, but I'm so sorry. We didn't abandon you. Things got really hectic, and there was a scary guy. But don't worry. You all are safe, and that's what matters, and that's what makes me happy. And Fable gives a big smile, like a big, awkward, toothy grin.
Yeah, when you've got the whole group back here, we'll talk about how we've made money doing this.
I will be right back. She jumps on her bike, starts it up, and flies out of this warehouse at top speed.
Cool. And as this occurs, can everybody present make me a perception check?
I'll try. I'll get another one, probably.
I perceive dinner.
Do you perceive?
Oh,
I got
nice, that's
two,
cool.
actually.
Hell yeah!
That's double the number you got last time.
27.
17.
25.
Lovely. Fable, as you dart out of this motorcycle, you head back east, the direction you came from, looking to retrace your steps. And then, all of a sudden, in the distance, you see a familiar red motorcycle that looks like it's a little overloaded.
Yeah, Fable is gonna... She thinks for a second, and then she does a flip in the air. Like, do a somersault in, like, Star Fox.
Do a
She's
barrel
gonna
roll.
somersault. No, the barrel is when you roll to the left or right. The
No,
somersault's
that's
when
not
you
a
go
barrel roll.
up, down.
Yeah, when you go up in a loop, that's actually a barrel roll.
Oh shit, for realsies?
Yeah, the Star
Cool.
Fox game has got it the wrong way round.
Yeah, yeah. Fable's just gonna do a barrel roll and kind of like dive in front of Kane.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Kane, you're going along, going westward, looking around, and then all of a sudden you hear the rumble of another one of these bikes. And as you look around out of nowhere, maybe about a foot from the nose of your bike, you watch as this pink flowery bike shoots straight past you.
What the fuck? King just starts looking for it and just dives behind it.
You look down and follow, and you see Fable racing very quickly towards the floor.
Yeah,
Oh my
Fable's gonna
god.
pull herself up. Pull herself up and try to balance herself and level up with Kane, but in a way where she's like kind of upside down on her bike, holding on for dear life to seem impressive and cool.
So yes, Kane, this very dramatic display occurs, and you look up and you see almost a mirror effect, but instead of seeing your own bike with the three of you on it, you see Fable's bike with her on it.
Hi,
Fable, what are you doing?
I found the goblins.
Where?
They're in the factory. They made a nice
Okay.
little home for us all.
But why are you flying like that?
Oh, because no one's on my bike and I know that I can handle it, and I won't accidentally kill any of you.
Oh my god.
I mean, I know why you guys don't do it, but
Yeah.
you guys
Fable,
told me not to try to test with other people's lives, and I'm not.
Fable, you almost killed yourself.
No,
That's just as bad.
I had it under control the whole time.
Honestly, Fable, I doubt that, but it's okay. Just slow down and we can go back up to meet the goblins.
Oh, yeah, I should probably turn this bike back up, right? I'm feeling a lot of blood rushing to
Yeah.
my head.
That's not good.
And Fable turns her bike up, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
so
Ramona.
Fable, you
Hey,
correct
Laylee.
your course and you're now flying alongside. The pair of the bikes have almost come to a complete halt. You're sort of gently gliding eastward.
So, to let you know, the goblins have a new friend. His name is BP.
BP. Okay.
Yes, BP. Nice little guy. They found some extra bikes, but they're actually in really bad shape. I'm thinking before we go into the bar, I might teach the goblins a little bit how to fix them up better.
What do you mean bad shape?
Well, I'd say they're hardly flyable, they can't go as fast as ours, and if I were to kick one while it's flying, it might turn off.
Would it be better
I
to go to
see.
go to the experts for bike repairs?
I know what I'm doing. Do you not trust me?
Well, it's just
Trust you, Fable.
we've got a really good connection with Pops. Maybe we could use that.
You're right. Pops is much better than me.
I think that Fable should use this as a learning experience. Maybe she'll need it.
I would love
Okay.
that.
What are the odds that the bike will explode?
What does Fable think the odds are? Calculating from what she has learned so far.
50-50?
How cocky is Fable?
50-50. You
Really
either
cocky.
explode or you don't.
I'd say about 80% explode. Well, not 80%. 80% that it'll fail in the mid-flight.
80%.
80%. Explosion's probably 2%.
Well, that's pretty good odds.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then give you a new bike to ride, Fable. You can upgrade it however you want.
This one's my baby. I'll upgrade this one. But the others, I mean, I can teach you guys how to ride. Kane, you got a pretty good handle on it.
Thank you.
It doesn't look too difficult. Obviously, I'm not used to this technology, but
Well, see, she puts her hands on the handlebars. You can rev it up like this, and she revs it. It gets really loud, but that's a little, the hum of the engine is where it's at. And if you take, so far I've been taking as good as care of to this baby as well as I can. And then Fable goes on essentially just a rant about everything she knows so far.
yeah. How hard would it be to do a cool trick on a bike?
Oh, it's not that hard after you get used to it. Here, watch me do this. And she does what she did again. She speeds
What did you?
forward, kind of does the barrel roll, and then tries to make it spin a little bit, but not too fast, where it would throw her off. I learned how
Yeah.
to do this while dodging traffic.
Cool. Can I try that trick now?
Not on my bike.
And what do I? Okay, I'm gonna get on the bike.
You're still in the two of you are still in midair. You're
We're still in
Yeah.
midair. We haven't landed yet. We're just
Yeah.
No.
we're just in midair watching Fable do trick.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
Fable has not explained to you where this hideout is. She's just going on like a bit
Tangents
of
and
a
rants.
tism about her
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
Everything she
quite-
knows.
I'm not quite suicidal enough to try and jump between the bikes to do the trick.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Also, I learned how to really nosedive really well when I accidentally almost killed you, Ramona. And I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. Now, where is
Oh, yes. She quickly speeds forward to the west, to the factory.
Yeah, and you catch up with her, and as the three of you approach seeing this factory for the first time, it does not look great. The outside of the building is covered in like big chunks of the wall are missing. It's all covered in burn marks and scratching. A lot of the windows are broken. But as you get closer, you sail in through these wide open roller doors, and you land down, and you see the union going about its daily business. Some of them are working on bikes. Couple of them are sleeping. Some of them are eating. You can hear what sounds like rain coming from a room in the far back.
Fable's gonna go into that noise.
I just asked the goblins, how did you find this place?
Well, we heard ghost stories about how this place was abandoned and that there were ghosts that lived here. But we've been here for a day and we haven't seen any ghosts.
Well, it's only been a day, so hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully the ghosts don't exist. Actually,
Don't worry, if there are ghosts, we'll just have them join the union.
that's a
Fable
nice way
nods
of
her head.
thinking.
That should work.
Oh, and there's a new one. Meet BP. And Enron points over to one of the goblins working on one of the shit tier rusty bikes in the corner.
See, that one will explode about 10%.
and where have you? How have you come up with these numbers? What parts explode?
Oh,
How bad would the explosion be? I just worry you've again just
well,
not necessarily.
if a spark goes off wrong near the tank, it could cause a chemical reaction, which would make an explosion. And as you can see, how the engine is damaged right there and right there. It
There are
would
chemicals inside of these bikes.
Yes, that's what makes them fly. It's what oils it all up. Weren't you listening to my speech?
Of course, I was listening.
See this goblin that's like elbow deep in this bike sort of leans his head back and you hear him shout, "It's a low pressure gas system." And then he goes back to being like elbows deep in this pile of machinery.
Alright, go on, Fable. I want to go on to do that trick you showed us.
Okay, but not on my bike. Can Ramona borrow your bike?
No, your bike. I know it works on your bike. I don't know it works on this bike.
Well, see, Ramona, I like you and I trust
Come
you.
on, how bad can it be?
But I don't think.
I mean,
What?
I think I'm also in charge, so I'm gonna have a go on the bike. And also, aren't we supposed to share a bike between us? Don't we share a bike and also the other two share a bike? Pretty sure that's how this works.
I mean, you can just feel
Roll
free
a
to take
diplomacy.
my bike.
Roll a diplomacy if you're trying to convince Fable.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'll roll a diplomacy. I don't see how this is going to help. No, this is a matter of sort of principle here. That's an 8 on diplomacy. So,
Alright.
Fable, you have to share.
Does Fable have to share though?
If we're going to be part of this group, Fable, you have to share. Remember when Kane and Leilu paid for us to get into the city?
Yes,
Being loud.
I remember. But you haven't
But for
driven
what,
one?
Fable? And had you had any practice driving one when you first got on?
Yes, I was watching Pops drive.
And I've watched you.
You fell.
I watched you just now. You did all those tricks and you told me what to do.
Yeah, but you weren't even listening.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Come on, Fable.
Fable, her hands are like tightly gripped on the bike, and then she keeps looking down at it and looking at you, looking down at it, looking
She
at
just
you.
got off her bike and is like walking over to you. It's sharing, Fable. This is what you have to do
One hand
to be
stays
part of
on the
this group.
bike, the other hand grabs the shrunken head and pulls it up,
What,
and she
what would you do
whispers,
if you were in a coven and somebody asked you to borrow their bike?
"Are you saying we're in a coven?"
Sure.
Good news, Union! It's been agreed upon! We are now the Union Coven! She lets go of the bike. She lets go of her bike and is like, "Go on, you can give it a test drive. I'll hop on the back of it."
This was mostly just like a test to see if you could share. But I guess if you're coming on the back, we can give it a go. I'm a little bit nervous about driving it.
Oh, don't be worried.
Go for it. Make me.
Do I have a hero?
Fable,
You have the hero point from the start of the game, unless you used
That's
it.
I wasn't here for the start of the game, so I just wanted to make sure I was still being allowed that.
so question. If
It's thievery to ride a bike, right?
Fable's gonna put her hands over yours. You know the
Is it
kind of
thievery?
thing.
Gaff?
What?
Is it thievery?
Either, yes. You do get a +2 circumstance bonus from Fable's assistance.
Yeah, Fable's gonna like reach over, sit behind you, and she's gonna go like, "Do you want to know what they call the back of the bike?" Pops told me.
Oh, go for it.
It's called the B seat. He never told me what the B
the
stands
B
for,
seat.
but I think it means buddy.
Or back?
Yeah, that
Or
too.
I can't say that word with you.
What word?
I was going to say it's an adult word.
Oh,
Don't know if you'd be aware of it yet.
I don't know.
You'll know it with time. I got 29.
You're 29.
Yeah,
Lovely.
I got pretty good thievery.
Yours.
Oh no, plus two circumstances of 31.
So you're sat on the back of this thing, and all of a sudden it occurs to you, this is a lot like a horse. Like, way more like a horse than you thought it would be just looking at it. The handlebars feel like solid metal reins. You feel like you can twist to build speed, pull to pull you up, lean forwards to go back. You feel like it's almost something you control with your body weight. And all of a sudden, you go. You pick up speed, you lift off the ground, you go shooting out of the front doors. What sort of tricks would you like to perform?
Exactly what Fable just did. Like, I want to get it perfectly, exactly the same
We're
way,
gonna
even like
fucking
a mistake
die.
Fable made.
Lovely.
I got a
So
31, Gabe.
you come out of the doors and you go up to the sky. The blinding light of the sun shaded from you from your mask, and then you pirouette in the air as you kill your speed, nose diving towards the ground, bringing your speed back and speeding directly towards the garden below you. And then maybe 10, 20 feet before you hit this garden, you pull back hard, leveling yourself out and slowing yourself down.
Woo!
No, they're not that difficult at all.
No, it's not. It's really fun.
That was something of an adrenaline rush.
I can get used to driving. I think I might even be better at it than you, Fable.
I don't think so. Here, let's switch seats. I'll show you more things.
Okay, I'll hop back.
This the
Do you
awkward.
land or do you do like a mid-air swap?
I will do it landed, but I was really tempted to just do it. I mean, we're pretty good at thievery and stuff, right?
Yeah,
We could
Yeah.
probably do a mid-air swap. It could be fun practice.
yeah. Yeah, Fable's
Yeah,
gonna.
you want to try a mid-air swap?
Yeah.
I go up and you slide under.
Yeah. You're taller than me. That should
Cool.
work.
Please both of you make acrobatics checks.
18.
18.
18.
So you're gonna die.
We're not that far off the ground.
21.
21. So yeah, you rest your feet on the side of this bike and lift yourself off. Fable attempts to pull herself underneath you. There is not enough room for her to like sit back up, so she goes to sit up and headbutts you straight in the crotch.
No,
Ouch.
that was not what we wanted.
Mm,
But we tried,
yeah.
and maybe if we get better.
Neither of you have fallen off. You are now stuck in this slightly precarious situation. Fable cannot come up because you're in the way, and you cannot go down without sitting on Fable's head.
Should we land? Do we want to reverse? What's the plan, Fable?
uh,
The bike
uh,
person. I'm panicking.
uh, uh, I got this. Fable is going to cast telekinetic hand.
Yeah.
On the bike's handle.
Oh, you can reach the handlebars from where you are. You just can't sit up because Ramona's in the way.
Oh, I'll tell you where to go, and you drive down.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
want
yeah,
to go
yeah.
down.
Yeah, I got this. She's gonna start moving it down.
So yeah, you grab the handlebars, and Ramona, while you're precariously perched over the top, trying to hold your balance, Fable slowly lowers you the 15 feet to the ground, and now you're on the ground. And I assume Ramona steps off the bike.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fable's
was
gonna start
sort of
breathing.
I'm not. I'm still not sold on the bike. They're dangerous.
Oh, it's not dangerous. It's perfectly safe as long as you keep it well maintained. And you don't.
Is it perfectly safe?
Well, as long as you keep it well maintained and you don't accidentally put fire in.
Well, you keep telling me it's going to explode, and also, what about falling off?
Oh, you just
You know,
gotta hold
someone tries
on.
to what if someone tries to like shoot us?
Well, that's why I will cast fireball.
Hmm. Is fire
Or
going to make other people's bikes explode?
if I aim it right, I think it might. I'm gonna ask
That might
Pops
actually
that.
be. I don't know a lot about magic, and I don't know too much about like But if fireball works, I could also invest in some flaming arrows. We could take these bikes out better. She doesn't sound very convinced.
Even if I wonder how flammable the gases are. Can Fable try to recall if one of the things she smelled was gasoline in the building she exploded?
The bikes are fueled by one magic spell a day, right?
In a meta sense,
Okay. It's like a magical fuel. It's not like actual liquid.
You use a machine to convert a spell slot into this pressurized gas, and these bikes run off of that pressurized gas. You can buy the pressurized gas, so you don't have to sacrifice your magic to get hold of it, but that's how it's made.
Fable has an idea. How many? We have 3 extra bikes, right?
Yes.
Hop on. I have an idea.
Okay.
Yeah. And once you're on, Fable's gonna drive back into the building.
Lovely. And real quick, while those two were outside doing their fancy tricks, Kane and Leilu, what were you two up to?
I'm actually just exploring the warehouse because I'm very curious about it.
Lovely. You can see most of the warehouse. The only part you can't see is this little walled off section in the back.
I kind of take a look at it closely.
You go into this little walled off section at the back where the sound of rain is coming from, and you see pipes coming out of the walls, and it seems like rain is coming from these pipes. And there are a pair of goblins in here washing themselves in this rain coming from these pipes. There are also there's some like buckets attached to the walls that seem to have also pipes leading to them, and there are some weird shiny buckets in the corner with seats on them that are divided by these separate walls.
I just ask the goblins, where's this water coming from?
The goblin in the shower looks at you and just goes, "Don't know, but it's warm."
That doesn't sound good.
The water that comes out of these pipes is warm. The water that comes out of those ones is cold. And those ones make loud noises at you when you press the buttons.
That really doesn't sound good. Does the water smell weird, or is it just water?
It just seems to be water.
Huh.
It seems to be like these pipes produce clean water on their own.
Weird. Means useful, but it's weird. I just close the door and tell the goblin, well, do as you were.
The goblins are still just washing themselves, and as you look around, you see this table laid with plates of food, surrounded by chairs, and there's like this, can't remember what you call them, one of those sofas that you like lay down on.
A chaise lounge.
With a guitar.
What?
With a guitar on it.
Chaise-
There's a couple of stools around. And there seems to be, these hammocks seem to be like bunk beddy, with one hammock, and then higher up there's another hammock directly above it. So there's enough space for 20 of you. Along with assorted various things around, like a couple shelves and crates with food and bottles and 2 stoves and a sink.
I just once again ask the closest goblin, just where did you find this food?
You'd have to ask Tesco. He got all the food.
Okay, where's Tesco?
Tesco is the one currently asleep in the bunk bed.
Oh, I won't bother him. I just pick up one of the meats or anything that's closest to me and just take a bite. Does it
Plates with a couple
taste
of sausages
weird?
on it. Tastes like kind of cheap, below average sausages.
Oh, that's good enough. It makes sense. It's just weird how he got that much food in such a short time.
It's very odd.
Yeah, gobbling stuff, I guess.
I'm
What are
worried.
the other goblins working at?
So BP is currently elbows deep in one of the bikes. Tesco's is asleep, and the rest of them just seem to be in and around. Two of them were having a shower. There are a couple of them that are eating, and there are a couple of them that are cleaning things in the kitchen.
Interesting. I just go help BP, kind of go watch him as he works on the bike.
Yeah, BP sees you watching him, and he starts talking about like the mechanical inner workings of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And can you roll me a straight intelligence check?
Intelligence, okay. Let me check. For 12.
12. A lot of what he's talking to you doesn't make a load of sense. You get the occasional word or like a sentence that makes sense to you, and then he carries on with what he's saying and he loses you again. He talks about low pressure gas systems, variable clutch control, and half these words mean nothing, and the other half of them aren't in enough context.
King just nods and he just asks, well, where did you get the bike?
These two we found here in quite a mess. I've gotten them working, but they're not very good. And that yellow one was the one we arrived on.
I mean, where did you get that one that you arrived on then?
The yellow one is mine.
Oh, it's yours. Okay.
Yes, I stole it 2 years ago. Didn't steal it. I borrowed it.
Borrowed. Okay, I get it. Well, how long until you can make these other two working properly?
I'm trying to get them working, but at the moment we're missing parts. That's how Enron and Exxon have been trying to gather parts for us, but they haven't had a very good time.
Oh, maybe we can help you with that. 2 more bikes would be really, really useful to us.
That was the
But that's for
plan
later.
when those two get back from whatever they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
Enron was going to ask for your help for recovering parts.
Keep it up, and thank you for helping us.
No
I just
worries.
pat
It's
him
nice
on the
to
back.
belong to the cause.
King just smiles and pats on the back.
Does Fable and Ramona
And
get there?
this is when the two of you return.
Yeah, once we park, Fable's gonna go, I need to borrow one of those bikes, the one that looks the least. I need to test to see how to make it explode.
No, we can find another
No.
bike to test explosions on, like someone we don't like.
Oh.
You trying to make them explode? Don't blow up ours. They were hard to get hold of.
Yeah,
Yes. How
I know.
explosive are these? PP?
Well, BP sort of stands up. His arms, like all the way up to almost his shoulders, are just like oil black. And he's got oil marks all over his face. All of his clothes are covered in oil marks. Well, if you if you break this,
If we lobbed a very hot object very fast at the engine, would it explode?
probably.
What about the
Good.
gas tank?
No.
If
Oh, that's what I meant. Are they not the same thing?
No, they're different.
Ah.
They're
If
connected to each
you
other.
puncture the tank thing, it spews out gas, and that gas burns. So you then set it on fire, and then if the flame's on it long enough, the fire gets into the tank, and then it goes boo. And you watch, he does this like little explosion thing with his hands.
So, if I were to cast ignition right there on that
No.
bike,
It would only work if the bike was leaking. This
So
one
if-
isn't leaking. I've spent the last day and a half making sure this one isn't leaking.
Fable pulls out some like metal shards she keeps in her bag and under her, no, more like under his glove, and then she looks at the gas tank, looks at the shard, puts the shard back. I can't harm one of my coven mates' bikes.
Or just anyone with friends with bikes.
Yes. Also, Kane, I went the whole day without causing trouble.
That you did, I'm sure.
Well, we did see some holes that looked like you might have left them on the way.
Nothing major. She
No
didn't
one was
hurt
hurt.
anybody.
No, it's pretty good, but
No one's hurt. I didn't steal from anyone.
did you see the one trick pony?
Yes, I also talked to the horse.
Oh, you talked to him.
Yeah, they were treating him right because if they weren't, I'd have to free him.
Sounds good.
Okay. Kane, you suddenly can't see anything as someone's hands are covering your eyes.
You are quite naive to us. You're quite foolish to think. Kind.
What?
Oh, wait.
It's just me. Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
No, just confused by what you did to Kane.
Ah. Not really sure why I'm so fixated.
I can't hear you, by
Sorry,
the way.
Scott, you keep cutting in and out.
Red goose, rubber goose, red goose, rubber goose.
Better.
Guava juice, giant cake, chocolate shake.
Just okay. She basically was talking about how you shouldn't have felt so safe with her in the water, but she's just teasing.
Oh, you guys.
Oh, Lalo.
I should have asked. Did you guys have fun? What'd you guys do? Did you look for the goblins as well?
Oh, we had fun. We went swimming.
Yes, I needed to cool off after some of your antics.
Oh, which ones?
Most of what you've done from here,
Oh,
most of your things.
We just relaxed and learned a little bit about how the city works, and I may have kind of spread my tail out. Nothing too special.
Fable's gonna be looking at your backside lately, looking for a tail.
Not
No,
like
not-
that.
Then my fishtail.
Oh. Where is it?
We cut it off.
Oh, were you hungry? I could have found you food. You didn't have to eat a part of Leilu.
Desperate times call for a desperate measure.
It was very tasty, though. We might have to eat some
It
more of these
was.
merfolk.
Leilu, it seems like if we ever get into a situation with how everyone's saying you're tasty, Fable licks her lips. I bet. Kinda.
Oh, yeah, I forget you're actually a cannibal.
There was something I've been meaning to tell all of you, and Kane, you probably already know this, but we found out that there's quite more to the city than thought.
So your
Primarily,
mic keeps getting like louder and then quieter and then louder than quieter. Are you moving?
Nope.
There she goes.
That's probably gonna fix it though.
Hopefully.
I did not watch Grease 1978.
Yes, you did! I saw you!
Okay, good, you can hear me.
Yes, we can
That
hear you
movie was
once more.
that
Yeah,
movie.
you sound better.
Why do you
Yeah.
lie to me?
Last night and you didn't have any food.
So,
And while the four of you are having this catch-up discussion, you watch as Enron trots over.
Ah, the second in command, like third in command of our
wait, we don't have a
union.
hierarchy. You agreed
Sorry.
that we're a union coven, which means we're all equals.
Enron is actually the union representative,
Yeah,
Wait, how
so
many of us are there?
he's the one that discusses contracts, both for the union internally and the union when cooperating with external organizations.
wow, we should probably be using you more.
Yeah, he's got like a +10 to diplomacy. He's just kind of like really good at talking to people.
We really should be using.
All of the union members have a skill that they're kind of really good at.
Because I don't know,
Interesting.
are any of us very good at diplomacy?
I think I'm trained in it.
I have a +3 in it, I think.
I have a +7 in diplomacy and a +7 into deception.
Okay,
I
we
have
might.
+10 deception.
Wow. Many +10 is in like thievery.
Hmm.
So yeah, Enron approaches your group and says, "You're all back."
Yes.
We did it.
We're
And I
really
think-
happy that you managed to find us. We were gonna start looking for you guys tomorrow if we couldn't find you.
Well, I couldn't be without my goblin friends for another minute.
We think that once we're once we have a few more parts and we have our own bike, we're thinking of creating like an auto shop here.
An auto shop would be good, but we have a lot of competitors.
The Union Body and Auto.
BP's really, really good. BP managed to get these two bikes here working from just the stuff we found around in this place.
That's good. What else do we need to get the rest of the bikes up and running?
We just need more parts. For the last night we went and found some bikes that weren't being used,
Yeah.
and we took a load of the parts off of them. We were waiting to see if they had owners, and we were stood out there for like 2 hours, and we decided it was me, Tesco's, and BP over there, and we decided that the bikes didn't have owners, so we just took a load of parts off of them.
What's like 2 hours?
Watch as he starts to count on his fingers. He counts up to like 8, and then he stops and starts counting again. About 2 hours.
Ah, I guess goblins perceive time differently, or
BP was counting on his fingers.
well, seems like it's benefited us that the owners didn't return.
Well, we think they didn't return.
Well, if they did return, they're probably not going to be able to find us because their bikes went wrong. Am I right?
Exactly. We were going to go back to where we found those bikes tonight.
No,
and get
don't
more.
do it. Oh, yes.
Could be risky going back to the same spot, but not the worst idea we've ever had.
But there are loads and loads of bikes there that it goes hours without people coming to check on them.
Yeah, that worries me, but
Lamona? What was the job we were given?
let me check my notes. I don't remember.
Ramona would remember it was to investigate a crash that was caused by people stealing a load of bike parts outside of an old club.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Well, that answers that question.
Lamona, I think we're gonna cover up a crime.
Well, I think
At least 2.
before there was some crime.
Yeah. I think we solved the problem. Goblins? What was the club called again?
It was called. That is a note I have written down. I have seen.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that in my notes.
It was called the Flying Salmon.
Were you all going to a place with the word salmon in it?
Enron thinks for a minute. Maybe? He seems genuinely unsure.
Well, we have to tell them that we couldn't find the people stealing the parts.
Yeah, we just tell them that who crashed it were drunk. It's probably not even untrue.
Yeah.
Enron looks at you and goes, "Why? Have we upset people?"
Yeah,
Powerful people.
but as a coven, we will work together to make sure none of us get hurt because of it.
You could always lie. Tell the people that you stopped it, and we just won't go there anymore.
Yeah, we'll go to another place.
There's many solutions to this problem.
There's a scrap salesman not far from here, but he wanted to charge us 5 gold pieces just to look, and then we had to pay per weight of what we bought, so we decided not to.
why didn't you steal from him then?
There were lots of them around. There was one with a clipboard, and then there was a couple of others that were rooting through the rubbish, and he wouldn't let us look without paying first.
I see, I see.
How much do we need?
Sort of Enron shouts over to BP and calls him over, and you watch as BP waddles over, and Enron asks BP what you just asked him, and BP sort of looks at the two bikes in the corner and says, I have a list, and that's just to get these bikes working. They won't be great.
That's fine. Leilu and Ramona are new at riding bikes, so they have to have the
No.
practice. Do you mind if I see that list?
And he sort of come with me, and he wanders back over to the bike he was working on with his tool chest.
Fable's gonna follow.
And it looks like he hasn't got a written list. He has scratched a list into the roof of this toolbox with like a sharp object.
If it works.
Alright, alright.
I was looking, and these are the parts we need to get these two bikes back to working.
Does anyone have a pencil and paper?
I don't think so.
No.
Hands you a notebook in the shape of a starfish.
Thank you. Do you happen to have anything I can write with, Leilu?
Hands you a pencil that has a little seagull on top of it.
Now I need ink.
You don't need ink. You watch as
Oil.
BP grabs his hand and wipes his hand across the side of this bike, and in his cupped hand is like this little puddle of engine oil.
Yeah, she's gonna dip the pencil in the engine oil and start copying the what's written.
Oh, this little seagull is like from an oil spill.
Yeah, and then Fable's gonna be like, "Oh, thank you, thank you. If you didn't do that, I was gonna stab myself." Blood also makes
What?
a very good ink.
Don't stab yourself. Please.
Okay, I won't.
Stabbing yourself should not be a number one option. It should be at least like below looking around for resources.
Yeah, and as you're done dipping the hand, BP just sort of does the opposite of the motion he did to get the oil and puts all the oil back.
Now we gotta be careful, let this dry, and then we can go and buy the parts. I have the money.
This is quite an extensive list. It's maybe 20 or so parts. A lot of them are smaller parts, but there are a couple big parts on there.
This will be good. Once it dries, Fable's gonna come back and hand the pencil with the oil back to Leilu. Make sure not to put that in the water. I think oil contaminates water.
You can keep it. It's my little present for you being such a good
Murderer.
girl.
Such a good girl.
Wooden smile.
Oh, I almost forgot. She pulls out one of the other hands she has in her package, and she starts chewing on it. I'm hungry.
You're just going to ignore the tables full of food?
She's gonna go grab some and just put it in her bag for later.
So yes, you've now got the list. You've found the goblin hideout. You've actually found the answer to your initial quest. First question. It has just gone our usual
It's bedtime for me. It's my bedtime.
You're going to bed?
I'm going to bed. Everyone else can do their own things.
Go
But
EB.
everyone is aware.
Loser, going to bed. Nerd.
Yeah, I work tomorrow.
Maybe you shouldn't work.
No.
Oh, don't. I've been really annoyed at working recently.
I bet. I'm sorry.
Kill your
Yes.
boss.
You want to
Kill the E CEO.
Oh no, someone's blasting rap music next door.
Yeah, I work for a charity.
Oh.
I see.
Less like impactful bad people stealing money sort of thing with my CEO.
Mm.
Generally charities don't attract the worst people. They do still get some bad people, but
Yeah.
What do you mean? Today you won £4.75 at the dog track.
How much did you lose?
Like £10.
I lost £10 and 50p.
Okay.
Could be worse.
Yeah, could be better too.
Yeah, I could have won money.
The one time I was at a casino, I went in with $5, left there with 20.
Yeah, but I can't win 50-50 coin flips.
I know, it's sad. I remember playing fucking shotgun roulette with you. It's 50-50. Aims at me, nothing. Aims at yourself, shoots. Yeah, I know,
Incredible.
buddy. I'm so sorry.
So yes, we're having a player dip.
Okay.
Do the three of you wish to continue on for a little longer, or do you wish to call it here?
I
down to
kind of wish to
continue.
cut it here.
Oh.
You want to call it here? Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
Right
late.
here.
No, that is fair. Gabe, your answer is always the same.